Somebody said Hasan defended you. No shot. What is this? I don't even know what Kylie Jenner looks like. Personality is a big factor for. Also, this is a red flag here. When you're asking for something basic and then you get compared to other people and they're like, oh, and then they try to make your request seem unreasonable. Like, bro, how is it unreasonable just to want to know what your partner looks like? Is there like an easier way for people to understand the difference between preferences and deal breakers?
What up, Leak Chat?
There's a reason why none of your favorite lefty content creators will talk with me about the subject. And then he was like, oh, well, I will. I was like, oh, okay. He was the one that challenged me on it. It's like, okay, let's do it. People said they don't like this shot where we're watching stuff and the cameras are like this. What would the difference be? Somebody said Hasan defended you. No shot. What is this? No way.
I wonder what's going on with that. I'm not in the business of defending. I'm not in the business of defending Destiny in any capacity, but if that's what you're insinuating, no, that's not. I would go so far as say that
Wait, what was
I'm not in the business. No reason it gets worse for sure. I definitely do. I don't doubt that there's something more going on behind the scenes. Just saying that there's only one other streamer that is indefinitely banned for unknown reason. I was wondering what's going on with that. I'm not in the business of defending. I'm not in the business of defending Destiny in any capacity, but if that's what you're insinuating, no, that's not. I would go so far as say that that's not the reason. Like, he does weird ass fucking gross ass shit in general, but no, he is, dude, come on. He is a serial toxic, like, he's a serial toxic content creator who genuinely goes after every single content creator that he chooses to have in his crosshairs with his incredibly passionate fucking fan base. Like, he is a, yeah, you're right. A malignant presence is a great way to put it. Like, there are a million different reasons. That I don't think is one of them. Like, I don't think he's like not getting unbanned by the platform because like he's done some shit like that. No, I don't think that's the reason.
There's like 3 things going on in this video. Firstly, it's funny because he's made these weird pedo jokes about me over and over and over again. So it's not really surprising that his community would think that I am a pedophile and I have kids or whatever the fuck. So that's one interesting thing. Or funny, ironic, I don't know. Like, you've made these claims over and over again. 2, I can't believe that he would even respond to that in chat. Like, why? Like, let them say that and just move on. I don't know why he would even. I don't want to say defend me here, but this is, yeah, this might be the nicest thing Hasan has said about me in the past 5 years, that I'm not a pedophile. But the third thing is, hold on, is debate pedo really implying pedo full stop? Now, I'm not talking about when he calls me debate pedophile. I'm talking when he claims that I debate the age of consent over and over and over and over again, and that I argue the age of consent should be lowered over and over. When he says this over, I don't know why he says this so much. It's really fucking weird. But the third thing is him being so adamant that this is not the reason that I'm banned really makes me wonder if he actually has a personal contact that he talks to about my ban. Otherwise, I feel like it would be really weird for him to hedge out that strong of a claim in terms of like me not being banned for that reason. But Isn't Project 2025 a schizo conspiracy thing some people on the left think? As far as I know, it's not getting any real support from Republicans. Doesn't matter, because Republicans have no principles, and Republicans will do whatever Donald Trump wants to do. If Donald Trump has the popular support in the Republican Party, every single Republican lawmaker will follow Donald Trump off the ends of the earth. That's it. So it doesn't matter what Republicans oppose. Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz and all these people were saying things like Donald Trump be horrible for the United States, he'd be a bad president, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as he's elected, they fall in line 100% and they take marching orders and they everything. Like, yeah. So what is this? Oh, my God. Okay. Let's talk about this interface. So we have slightly like, what would you call this? Like, darkened or hard to see text that is a clickable element in the video. Okay, this does nothing because there's no closed captions. This actually mutes, even though it doesn't even look like it's a clickable element, and we have no volume control. Actually fucking based. Volume is on the opposite side of the video. Wait, where? Bottom right. Oh, it's a whole thing down here. What the fuck? Oh, why? Why would... Okay, all right. Jesus Christ. Okay. Kino.
Hi guys, thank you so much for the support. I know that like recently I've been posting a lot of like really cringy like sappy shit, but I just want to let you guys know that like I'm actually like I'm okay. Because a lot of you have been DMing me. I'm fine. I'm good. I think I should probably just like focus on school and, you know, do me. But
the girl broke up with her e-boy because he wanted to see what her body looked like besides an anime profile pic. Then she posts a pic after they broke up. Wait, what?
I'm still gonna post like, you know, stupid, crappy, like sappy, corny relationship stuff like me and who's. So, yeah. Anyway, good night.
$10 DM fee. Based. Speak of the devil, I guess personality doesn't matter anymore to people these days. I was wondering, like, I know what your face looks like. I'm just kind of curious about the rest of you. Rest of me, sob. I've only seen your face, sob. I don't really take full body pics, not gonna lie. How am I supposed to know what you look like? Depression face? I don't know what this one is. I don't know. Not even like a mirror selfie. Nah, I don't take those. Frowny face. What's wrong? What, wait, are these people like dating or are they friends or like, they're e-dating. You look fine. I'm glad you think that. It's just like, if you want things to progress with me and you, I feel like I should know, but I understand if you don't want to. Like I said, I'll respect you. So you think my body is a big factor of whether you want to be with me or not. Not a big factor. It is a factor. Well, that's a bit shallow, but I understand. How unfathomably fucking delusional to say this. But it's probably fine. I'm guessing the girl is what, like 14, 15? How old is the girl? I mean, I don't think it's shallow if someone has a preference. Every guy I meet is always, I want a girl who looks like this, and it's literally someone with a Kylie Jenner body. Like, I feel like all these guys are just brain rotted by porn, and like personality doesn't matter anymore, I guess. Who cares? Or not who cares? Like, things can be deal breakers without being the most important part of a relationship. Like, for me, I don't think I wouldn't choose to date a girl just because she has good hygiene, but I would absolutely never date a girl who, like, you know, like like shits herself. Like, that doesn't mean that I'm shallowly making hygiene like the center point of a relationship. But I think it's okay to have preferences or standards in some areas, but they're not like the determinative factor. They're not like the biggest reason why you care about a particular thing. But speak of the devil, I guess personality doesn't matter anymore to people these days. I was wondering, like, I know what your face looks like. I'm just kind of curious about the rest of you. Rest of me, sob. I've only seen your face, sob. I don't really take full body pics, not gonna lie. How am I supposed to know what you look like? Depression face? I don't know what this one is. I don't know. Not even like a mirror selfie. Nah, I don't take those. Frowny face. What's wrong? What, wait, are these people like dating or are they friends or they're e-dating? You look fine. I'm glad you think that. It's just like, if you want things to progress with me and you, I feel like I should know, but I understand if you don't want to. Like I said, I'll respect you. So you think my body is a big factor of whether you want to be with me or not. Not a big factor. It is a factor. Well, that's a bit shallow, but I understand. How unfathomably fucking delusional to say this. But it's probably fine. I'm guessing the girl is what, like 14, 15? How old is the girl? I mean, I don't think it's shallow if someone has a preference. Every guy I meet is always, I want a girl who looks like this, and it's literally someone with a Kylie Jenner body. Like, I feel like all these guys are just brain rotted by porn, and like personality doesn't matter anymore, I guess. who cares? Or not who cares. Like, things can be deal breakers without being the most important part of a relationship. Like, for me, I don't think I wouldn't choose to date a girl just because she has good hygiene, but I would absolutely never date a girl who, like, you know, like like shits herself. Like, that doesn't mean that I'm shallowly making hygiene like the center point of a relationship. But I think it's okay to have preferences or standards in some areas, but they're not like the determinative factor. They're not like the biggest reason why you care about a particular thing. But I don't even know what Kylie Jenner looks like. Personality is a big factor. Also, this is a red flag here. When you're asking for something basic and then you get compared to other people and they're like, oh, and then they try to make your request seem unreasonable. Like, bro, how is it unreasonable just to want to know what your partner looks like? So you like my personality, but in order for us to keep speaking, you have to see what my body looks like. Huh, okay. Not to keep us speaking, I would just like to know. This basically implies that what my body looks like factors the way you would feel about me and if things should progress. Is there like an easier way for people to understand the difference between preferences and deal breakers? I wish I had a better, like, I mean, I feel like if you're not, no, hold on. Sometimes I try too hard to think about, like, how can I make this work for retards? When in reality, I just shouldn't be thinking about this. An ordinary human being will understand immediately. Oh yeah, of course, some people can have like deal breakers, but that's not what you're centering the relationship around. Destiny, how is that unreasonable? She just doesn't want to be used as a sex object. She wants to be accepted for her personality, not her body. Okay, and that's great for somebody that you only have like existing for you on Discord. But if you want to date somebody, if you want to be near somebody in real life, like some kind of physical chemistry is pretty important. Arguably one of the most important things in that, like, you enjoy touching each other and like cuddling and fucking and like, this is really important. I feel it would be odd to date or be in the talking stage with someone that I don't really even know what they look like. And as I had said, if you're not comfortable right now, you don't have to. I said I respect you. He's even like hedging even too much. I would say like, bro, I can't even see what you look like. What? You have to use project manager lingo. Nice to haves versus non-negotiables. Okay. Well, I feel it would be pretty odd for me to be with someone with that kind of mindset in the first place. If my body is that important, then I'm sorry, there isn't much I can say about this anymore. I think it's better that things end now before they even get started. I've been with someone who is crazy about looks, talked to guys who cared a lot about physical appearance. Sorry, that isn't what I'm looking for. I want something genuine. I would assume that anybody saying stuff like this weighs at least 250 pounds, if not more. Like, people are saying like, here's a body pic or whatever. It's hard to tell here, but I don't want to get all into how people do photos and everything. This girl is definitely at least decently overweight. I'll say that much, but we won't dive too much into that right now. There's a reason why this picture is taken the way that it is. That's all I'll say. In case he was wondering, though. But also, why would you post a picture of your body to people on Twitter and not even to your... What's wrong with BBWs? Nothing is wrong with it at all. You're coping. Thick girls are great. Okay, new stream rule. If you think I'm passing like a normative judgment on something just for expressing some like descriptive fact, you get 30 days, okay? Boom. The photo angle is weird as usually weird angles and everything else are because you're trying to hide some aspect of the photo. There's nothing wrong with like being with a chubber or being with a chubby person or chubby people at all. I don't think there's anything wrong at all. I like chubby people. Would you rather a woman who's slightly underweight or slightly overweight? Generally slightly overweight, but I mean, like, it really depends on a lot. Different women wear weight in different ways. If you're only talking about aesthetics, like in terms of how somebody looks, it just depends. Because like slightly underweight could still have like decent boobs or booty, or slightly underweight could be like completely and totally being flat because that's why they lose weight. It just depends. It's hard to generalize, I think, one way or another. I think I probably generally gravitate towards slightly overweight versus slightly underweight, but I mean, it really depends on the person. Holy shit. This tweet from her is insane. Yeah, I've seen people linking other things. Twitter is never new. It's just the same terrible people over and over again. Just found out I have BPD. It's a rough diagnosis to hear. I also have BPD. If you ever need to talk, I'm here. When you post aside. I took a BPD quiz. I didn't actually get diagnosed, but I'm thinking of it, to be honest. Didn't you cheat on your BF by sending your body to other guys? It was one guy and we've moved on. He's forgiven me and mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect. I at least admit to my mistakes and know when I'm wrong. You just have BPD and you're crazy. Resume browsing for buy Twitter likes. Buy Twitter likes. 100% real active favorites.
No, I think I'm good on this one. W leak? What did I leak? What did I leak, chat? I didn't leak anything. Shut up. Okay, so I just send the link. Do I need to?
What is this? Sneako goes off on Pokemon for calling Dr. Squid a terrible person.
Pokemon, your audience is just jerking off watching you, and everybody knows that. And you know it. Look at her. She's looking down saying, stop that. Look at that cringe. She's cringing at her simp fans jerking off on the stream all day, and she's aware of it. And then she has the balls to go say Dr. Disrespect's a terrible person. Bro, this is my problem with this.
They're both bad people, but like that doesn't.
But nobody cancels Pokemon. There's no hate brigade. Everyone's like.
Wait, why are they?
Then she has the balls to go cringe. She's cringing at her simp fans jerking off on the stream all day, and she's aware of it. And then she has the balls to go say Dr. Disrespect's a terrible person. Bro, this is my problem with this.
I don't care. Don't leave me any more Snicker shit. Like everything he says is just stupid. I don't even care for the end of this clip. It's just retarded. He like, I think most people were commenting favorably about the Ben Burgis debate. I saw a few comments, although they were mainly downvoted, so maybe not worth responding to. But there were a few people who were upset that I was like harping so much on the individual factual things and that they didn't matter that much. I feel like I addressed literally all of this in the debate. Hold on, wait. So I don't know if it's even worth saying it again, but the reason why it's important to start from a shared factual foundation is so that in the middle of trying to lay out some other claim, the opponent can't start just saying a bunch of like random shit that you both know isn't true. If you want to have a conversation about a particular thing, you should be able to start from some shared agreement rather than, especially for Israel-Palestine, completely starting off in opposite worlds. I have no desire ever again to have a conversation like that where we immediately begin the conversation in totally different realities in terms of what we're discussing. So I do stand by my decision to start with the like, well, let's focus on these three things then. Do we agree here? The fact that we didn't get any further in the conversation, I don't think is evidence that my strategy is bad. I think it's evidence that Ben was just not capable of having the conversation. If you can't just agree to these things and move on, then that's your fault. I think I said multiple times, I was like, listen, you can agree with, like I was trying to he was trying to head me off and I was trying to head off his heading of me off by saying, listen, you can agree with all these things and they don't actually, they might not matter for your moral argument at the end. They might be that you agree with these things, but you still disagree that the United States should help Israel. That's fine. I just want to like lay out these fundamental facts first. Yeah. Somebody said Burgis didn't really disagree on history. He simply argued that nothing mattered. I disagree. You should have said that he ended up saying that it didn't matter, but it was only after losing the arguments on all of those points. So I disagree that is what happened. Because I think I even tried to short circuit these arguments. I literally said, listen, you can just say like we agree here and then we just move on. He was the one choosing not to do that. There is no excuse. There is no reason to have to give a 5-minute response every single time I ask a simple question just because you have a refusal to make an agreement on some basic facts because you think it's going to hurt you in an argument later. That's demonstrating the weakness of your opinion, and it's demonstrating a bad faith that you're not even willing to agree on what should be some pretty easy shared realities before we move on to the argument because you're so scared that you're being set up on something. Like, it's just, yeah. Should you be conciliatory first, like saying, do you agree with XYZ fact that you laid out in the opening? Can we also make sure that we agree on my facts too? I could be, but he didn't have any facts that he wanted me to agree with at all. He just wanted to start off with the most like abstract claims. And then that was it. I don't think he gave me anything to agree with. I would have no problem agreeing with it. I have no problem. I bite bullets all the time. Someone to say, well, what about this? You can say, yeah, I agree with that. Or what about this? Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I have no problem at all, like agreeing with sets of facts like that. But he didn't do it. Yeah. You got the furthest in the Q&A when actual questions were posed. Yeah, but that's by the Q&A point, I basically given up on a debate with him, and then I just started to lay out the positives for my argument or what I thought what he was doing. People liked my QA more, but my QA was significantly more debate bro-y / debate tacticsy or bad faith than the intro. The intro was just me trying to have a good faith discussion. Like me accusing him, for instance, of using red herrings is a bit of a gamble on my end, but I think it paid off because he could actually counter my point and say, oh, actually, you're wrong. This isn't a red herring. But he never said that because I was correct. But that's a bit of a gamble, and it's a bit more aggressive. Like when I say, when people criticize the types of weapons that Israel uses, they don't actually care about the weapons. They just want the war to stop. No weapon is okay. And I said that was a red herring, and he never contradicted me ever. But when he says, I want special ops instead, and I'm like, no, they don't want special ops. They just don't want a war at all. That's why when there was a special operation, and Ben wrote an article about it, all he talked about was how many Palestinians were killed. That was a special ops operation. He didn't respond to that. I don't remember him responding. So, yeah, but... I DM'd you the time splits. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, it's posted in the separate. Yeah. I think you asking questions always puts fear into these guys because they automatically assume that you are setting a premise. Yeah, I know. I just need to be better at pointing. I think I was really good in this debate at pointing out what was happening, though. Like, I think I pointed out really well what was going on. But I'll just continue to do that. I should be able to ask a question, and somebody should be able to give me a simple answer. And we should be able to move from there on some shared factual foundation. That should be able to happen. If the other person can't do that, that's their fault. And it should reflect poorly on them, not on me. That's ridiculous. At Destiny, repeating the same reality stuff over and over feels very condescending at the start of the debate, though, and seems overly combative. Like, I'm sorry, like, I don't know how else to put it, but if you can't agree on these things, then you don't deserve to have the discussion. You shouldn't. You don't need to be having this discussion. You just don't. Like, that's a requirement. It would be like me asking somebody, I don't even know, like, I want to go play for the NFL and I don't even know how to, like, throw a football. Or I want to play, I don't even know, like, I want to play hockey, but I don't know how to skate. And you're like, can we just, like, come on, bro, do we really have to go over, like, the skating shit? Like, I just want, like, let's just play. I just want to play the game. Like, come on, man. Like, that's what you sound like when you say, like, come on. Like, you can't just, like, fixate on these things. You need to move on to the extra. No, you don't need to move on anywhere. You don't need to move on at all. If we don't have a shared set of facts, then the conversation starts and stops right here. That's it. You don't go any further than that. There's no, what the fuck would the point be? Also, I didn't go anywhere near as hard as I could have personally. But, like, if I wanted to lean a little bit more into it, and maybe I should have, Ben is not generally mean to me personally, which I appreciate, although I know all of his fans are and all of the people in his circle are. But, like, this guy is a PhD professor, and he's literally written a book called, like, Give Them an Argument. Logic for the Left. Ben Burgis understands that in order to persuade people to join a political movement, you have to master the techniques of rigorous argumentation. He masterfully exposes the cheap sophistry of right-wing philosophy and shows why there's still a place for logic and reason in political discourse. This is a crucial handbook for those who want to crush and destroy the bench spirits of the world, written by our good friend Nathan Robinson, the guy I debated, who also likes to write. So, I mean, like, if this is the, I mean, this is him. He wrote this book. So, I mean, like, no, I think, come on. And he challenged me to the debate on this topic as well. Remember, he challenged me to the debate because I tweeted out in response to other, I think it might have been, I don't know who I quote tweeted. I was like, yeah, there's a reason why none of your favorite lefty content creators will talk with me about this subject. And then he was like, oh, well, I will. I was like, oh, okay, fuck it. He was the one that challenged me on it. It's like, okay, fuck it, let's do it. He's the one that's written the book. Give them an argument. He got to pick the topic for this. I don't know. Destiny, but we spent 45 minutes going over those questions that you didn't even disagree on anyways because you had to keep explaining why they're relevant in the first place. That's fine. That might be what you have to do, okay? If you've taken music lessons and you were supposed to practice before you show up at your next rehearsal, and you show up at a rehearsal and you haven't practiced, you know what the tutor, the mentor, the teacher, you know what they're going to do with you? They're going to sit there and they're going to have you clap and count and slow it on the metronome and either play scales or practice the thing you were supposed to practice and practice. That's what they're going to do. And you'll sit there and you'll do it. and you'll feel like shit because you knew you were supposed to practice and you didn't, and you know that's not what you're supposed to be going over because you're wasting their time and your time and the money that you're spending on it, and then you'll go home, and that's it. You will never, ever, ever, and I'm sure this applies to every other thing you practice in life too, but music is obviously my background. You will never go to a rehearsal or to a private session where you were supposed to practice something and you clearly didn't, and the professor's like, okay, well, fuck it. Like, we'll play it at speed, set it anyway, and I'll comment. No, you won't do that. Just like, okay, well, I guess you didn't practice, so we'll slow down the metronome and we'll have you sit here and practice right now. Go to measure 24, play 3 measures, play it over and over again. Good luck. And that's it. That's what you'll sit there and do. That's it. If you can't make it past these basic parts, you can't have the rest of the conversation. Everything here works as like building blocks. At Destiny, I think a big problem is Ben going, whether I accept these factors or not, this is not okay. And instead of arguing what was and wasn't okay, you argued with him on the facts that weren't. No, fuck you. I said multiple times. I said, listen, you can agree to all of these, and it might not even affect your argument. That's fine. Maybe you agreed with it. I said that. I gave him that out multiple times. So I don't know how you don't understand that. He should have just said, okay, yeah, I mean, I agree with you on these 3 points. I just don't think it's material. Like, oh, okay, cool. Then we'll just move on to that. That would be totally fine. That's it. He had the option to move out of that conversation. He was the one that wanted to go down and fight. He would bring up like 67 and then not want to fight in the weeds on 67. Like, it's like, what is happening here? Yeah, no. Destiny, for the do we agree that the U.S. benefits from our relationship with Israel? Fact, he has to say yes, but, because he doesn't agree with the fact holistically. It'd be like, do you agree it looks like the earth is flat? Yes, but it's not true with more information. Maybe, I don't know. No, I could agree with that. I would agree with that. I can do that. If a flat earther said, okay, hold on. When you look on the horizon, you agree it looks flat, right? It's like, yeah, it looks flat. Yeah. You say, yes, that's it. You see how easy that was? Yeah, it looks flat. It does. Yeah. I don't need to ramble or whatever. Just because I say it looks flat because of my position, because of the degrees that it would change, because of the size of the planet, doesn't mean that I have to, well, okay, yeah, it might look back, but like, I don't know. Yeah, it looks flat. What's your next question? Let's go. Own it. Bite the bullet, own it. Move on. When you refuse to accept basic facts like that, it makes you look like you're a partisan hack. It makes it look like you refuse to engage in the conversation. You are. It does. It makes you look afraid of the next thing that's coming. And you shouldn't be if you feel strongly about your arguments. Also, I'm pretty sure Ben has said that he's thought about this issue for like years and years as well. Okay, so to debate someone like him, you need a moderator who actually moderates. That would be true too. The biggest improvement here, I've said this for a lot of my debates, would have been a moderator that's like, listen, you need to answer this question. You need to answer this question. Actually, I just remembered, I even gave the argument here. I even gave the example where I said, listen, you can argue that if we would have sold weapons to Nazi Germany, it would have been fine. Or like we would have made money off of it, but maybe even in the long term, it would have been bad for us. Like I could say that. That's okay. That doesn't mean we have to support Nazi Germany. Like I even gave that as an example. What is your response to the copium people like Klein say about how live debate is like a test of memory rather than an understanding of the subject matter? I don't even know how to engage with your question. Is every single thing a test of memory then? Because you have to remember things? If you can't remember anything about what you're talking about, then you shouldn't be having written debates either. Just point me to what you're reading and I'll just go read that. If you can't remember anything you're talking about, I don't even know what that means. Everything in life is a test of memory. If I go to eat a girl out, do I have to remember where the vagina is? Like, is that a test of memory? If I go to drive a car, is it a test of memory to remember which side of the road I need to drive on? If I go to fuck your mom, is it a test of memory to remember which lie I have to tell your mom's mom so that her mom doesn't know that I'm fucking her daughter, aka your mom? At Destiny, yes, but 10,000 times you did it a shit ton with Mark Lamont Hill and to act like it's a problem to not answer every question that cut and dry when you yourself don't always do that. You can show me examples if you feel like I do it poorly, but I don't believe that that's the impression that most people have of me. If you're watching me honestly, you're not just doing some weird obsessive like hate watching. I generally will answer and own pretty like uneasy or hypothetical like almost all the time. I do this like constantly. Well, do you think that if it was the case that like human beings weren't sentient and couldn't, yeah, can you infinitely kill them? Yeah, you can. Yeah. I usually have no problem owning stuff like that. Now, if I'm having like a more intricate conversation conceptually with somebody, then we might start to have qualifying answers. By the way, also, I don't necessarily mind qualifying your answer with more information, but just not when we're in the basic facts section. Not when we're in the basic fact part. Okay, that should be easy. Like if I were to say like, don't you agree that, like here's a question. Don't you agree that Palestinians live a better life under Israeli occupation than they would under a Hamas-run government, that might be a question where a person could say, yeah, they might in a material sense. But I don't know if just saying materially a person lives a better life is holistically satisfying that better component, because it might be that a better life could be slightly worse materially with more access to other types of immaterial things like political freedoms. That's like a more quality. That'd be okay. I can understand that. Sure. I don't need like a no answer. Do you think it's materially better or do you think it's not materially better? No, that's a more conceptually elevated question where I would expect a more intricate or qualified answer. Right? Why didn't you push back his points like apartheid and genocide? Because we didn't even get there. We couldn't even build a shared reality to start discussing those things. I'm not going to go into complicated questions about genocide and apartheid if we don't even agree that Hamas engages in like fighting with civilian uniforms, or that there isn't a different treatment of ethnic groups. There's a different treatment of citizens versus non-citizens. And that's not based on ethnic group. Like, if we can't even agree on these things, I'm not going to have a conversation about fucking apartheid with you. What the No, why the do that? Have you noticed that the Biden on drugs theory has become mainstream? Somehow Trump has cultivated a culture making excuses for his losses before the event even takes place. It's actually, what drugs can you just give somebody to magically make them better at like a debate or whatever? I feel like people have this weird feeling that like the limitless drug actually exists in the real world. I don't think any of these drugs do what people think that they do. Even for students in school that abuse amphetamines, they don't do it because it like magically makes them, fucking retain all the information, blah, blah, blah. They do it because it helps them stay awake and study longer. And if you have a little bit of ADHD, it might help you focus more, but I don't think there's any solid proof that any of these things even help you in terms of like acquisition of knowledge, or I doubt they've done like controlled studies with students like staying awake longer to study, because obviously that'd be unethical for like 50 billion different reasons. But I don't think there's magic drugs you can give to old people to all of a sudden like make them have the mental acuity of a youthful debater. Rock climbers are stronger than bodybuilders. Whoa!
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty awesome. Jesus.
I want to compete with you on this.
Sure.
Number of reps? What the Magnus?
16? Oh my God, we get 20.
No!
Not just any rock climber, Destiny. It's Magnus. Magnus, the chess player?
Magnus! No!
Oh my God.
Right there.
Yeah, like.
Remember, difference between powerlifter and bodybuilder is bodybuilder, it's in the name. Their goal is to build an aesthetically nice body, and their competitions are doing different poses to accentuate the types of what's considered like aesthetically perfect in the bodybuilding world. Bodybuilder does not necessarily mean like super strong, although they tend to be fairly strong. I mean, obviously way stronger than average because of the weightlifting they do. But like a bodybuilding competition is going to be this stuff. And then some people, I've even said this in the past, I'm like, oh, I don't think this would look good, or blah, 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 blah. When bodybuilders are competing for competition, there are things that look good aesthetically in the bodybuilding world that might not necessarily look good to like an ordinary person, but there's like a whole list of like the symmetry of their bodies and the types of like insertions on their muscles and the way that they like have like shadows and the striations and all this bullshit. I don't. But there's like there's a thing that they're judged on in terms of appearance, whether they compete on this. So anytime somebody like now I'm not saying, obviously it's clickbait, and I'm sure this guy probably knows way more than I do about everything relating to lifting and muscle building and everything. But anytime you see things like, oh, this guy's stronger than a bodybuilder, there's probably, anybody that's like decently strong in a gym, like, or like way above average in a gym, I guess, is going to be better than even like a professional bodybuilder in certain lifts, because they're not lifting for maximum strength. They're lifting literally for maximum aesthetic. Like that's what the whole point of what they're lifting for. And then powerlifters, I think, are people who just lift for strength. Do powerlifting competitions have weight classes? They must, right? Yeah, they would. Otherwise, Yeah. Powerlifting people are just trying to lift literally the most amount of weight possible for a given weight, for a given body weight. That's like the goal. Aesthetics be damned. Does this guy... Wait. Hold on. Follow me here. I am absolutely... We're polling this. Absolutely. Hold on. Now, he's gotten older, okay? I'm doing the poll on this. 1 second. Okay, he's gotten older. But Carlton, a little bit. Come on. Absolutely. A little bit. He's gotten older, but it is. Here you go. Show me 30% on this. Show me 30% on this, at least. Oh my God. Did we get a 50-50 here? Holy shit. There we go. I was thinking Michael B. Jordan. What? Not even close. Oh, and then the last thing I'll say on this meme is for human training on anything, human training is very exercise specific. So oftentimes you'll see videos, people will talk about things like farmer strength or like maybe dad strength or rock climber strength or whatever. Your adaptations when you train are very specific to the particular exercise that you do. So even if there's a guy that can like lat pull down or do 50 trillion pounds on whatever fucking thing that's like, oh, it's just like a grip and pull exercise. Like certainly he can beat a rock climber doing it. The rock climber is training like very specifically to rock climb, and it matters. It really does matter. The specificity probably the specificity certainly matters more than the just the weight moved on a particular lift. That's why, like, anecdotally, I guess you'll see people who will show up in forums like, "Oh, I can't get a bigger bench. Like, I've tried doing like the cable chest flies, and I've tried doing incline and decline, and I've tried barbells and blah 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 blah." And depending on the weight, obviously, if the guy's like benching 700 pounds, we're like, "Oh, okay." But like usually, if people are getting stuck, what people will tell you is like, "Oh, just add more volume to your bench. Just bench more. Just do the same lift." And do it more. Do more volume of the exact same fucking lift. Don't do different things. Just do the same thing. But yeah. So if a rock climber is stronger than a bodybuilder at rock climbing, that's not as surprising if he's a professional rock climber because specificity is really important. Okay, there you go. That's your memes for the day. That is half true because things transfer. For instance, I'm a track cyclist. I spend more time lifting weights at the moment than cycling. Sure, but like the reason why you're cycling is to apply whatever muscle gain or strength and muscle training that you do, you're conditioning to apply it to like the specific like applied action of the sport that you're doing, right? You see that Sneako buys Twitter likes. I tweeted this, or I retweeted it earlier. Am I back in the gym? Fuck no. I have no time for anything. We will eventually though. I am done with I know, I feel so much better today. I know every single part of that studio downstairs now. Now that I can do all the audio is good. All the video shit is good. I know everything about every part of that. Somebody can go through and fuck the whole studio up and I'll be able to rewire everything in a couple hours. So I'm glad that I'm finally, there should never be like another audio problem. There should never be another anything. Like everything is just perfectly done now. And it's, thank God. That's a huge like relief off my shoulders. Jesus. There will be more problems. There will never be. I mean, like now it's just a matter of figuring out like how I want to do the scene switching and stuff. But yeah. Have you said what happened with Lycan? I love Lycan. I think that the complexity of the setup on everything was just making it. I think it was just like a little bit outside of what his like knowledge grasp was for everything, and it was just getting hard to because especially because we were introducing like so many changes from episode to episode to episode that like he was trying to like learn and keep up with everything, and I think he was putting a lot of work into it, and he was like figuring stuff out, but it was just every time like a new thing happened, it was just getting harder and harder to like, okay, fuck. Especially because without me setting everything up, if there was a problem, I can't do anything. I can't diagnose the problem. I've got to sit there and stare at it for a little bit to figure out what's even going on. So, yeah. No video audio coming through both your mics and main computer. Oh fuck. We can't even watch the VOD because these greedy fucks take it down. I'm not sure what I'll do about that. I don't know what the solution is to that problem yet. I have a couple ideas, but I don't know. The main idea I would have would just be that when I play videos, I would just mute the mic. I don't know if I can manually switch on my own, though. It's kind of a meme, and I can develop a rhythm for it. Like, it was getting easier towards the end of the episode, but I don't know if me manually switching is a good idea during the episode. I'm not sure. August already published the edit? Oh, did he? Oh.
Holy shit. And you're only thinking of the negative?
You're only thinking of a... Oh, true. If I was drinking, I would never be able to switch as well. What happened to the Mr. Beat episode? It's recorded. We did one with Ayla too. We've got 2 in the barrel for that.
All out there.
It's the Trump.
Why? And I'm sure for a lot of y'all out there.
It's not that bad. People were spamming chat like audio, but you really can't hear it that much. It's like you have to have like max volume and you're hearing the echo. There is an echo, but Dan doesn't want to wear headphones. I don't know what the solution for this would be. The solution would have to be like muting our mics because Dan wants to play it on volumes coming out of here.
Right now is a very difficult thing for me personally.
Why?
And I'm sure for a lot of y'all out there.
It's the Trump.
I like these things where... I thought controlling yourself made the show flow better just because you knew where the cameras were at the time. Yeah, maybe. Theoretically, I can switch a little bit more. One thing I don't like, though, it looks very, 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 very bad on these shows when my eyes are down on the iPad all the time. But I can memorize where the buttons are so I can switch easier. But I don't like it when the eyes down. It communicates too much disinterest in a podcast format. It's not good. It makes it look like I'm not paying attention. I am, but I'm like my eyes are like on the buttons and stuff. Get a foot pedal.
Let's hear what if I never mind. Let's hear what Tim the Tat Man.
I also have to be very mindful of not like. I didn't want to keep the camera on me too much, especially if I'm controlling the camera because that seems fucked up. But then I think I ended up keeping the camera on Dan way too much. But I'm also not sure if I'm thinking too much about where the camera should go rather than my next response. I'm not sure. I don't know. People said they don't like this shot where we're watching stuff and the cameras are like this. What would the difference be? Damn, why this light ages the fuck out of me too. I look like a ghost. Do you think it's too cold?
Guys, do not fuck minors. It's not good and it's illegal. And both of those things are true.
I want to go on record.
Why is Dan's camera so much cozier than yours? I think the lighting on all of my stuff is very cold. I have a blue light back here, which is just colored, which doesn't need to be. And then I have the overhead light on me, which I think is cold. I think it's like 5,000 plus. This light back here is cozy, but I'm mainly bathed in cold light here. Cold light is generally like 5,600. I think it's probably what it's set to. And the warmer light is going to be 3,600 degrees. This blue thing back here, this should be 3,600, I think. I think that would be nicer.
It's not good and it's illegal. And both.
But I turned off the fill. I don't have that bottom light anymore too because it was fucking with the screen. So
those things are true.
I want to go.
Dan, I'm glad I moved the camera. Fuck everybody that told me not to do this. Having this in the background makes this
on record saying
way warmer. Also, it's nice that my head is covering up kind of like the ugly window space here. Not to get like too carried away, and this gets like very stylistic, I think, so people might disagree. I think that shadows in general make things look way, I don't know how to explain it. It adds a lot of interest to the shot. Like the fact that only this part of Dan's hat here is lit and this is all dark. I was worried that the shadow under the hat would look bad, but I don't think it does. The fact that you get only like light here creeping out on his neck and then nothing else, and the fact that his shoulders are lit in the back here, right here. I have a light actually. I do have one above that shoots down from up here. That I think it's called a rim light, is what you would say in that position. Yeah, I just think it's the shot for Dan. Why the fuck is there a chair back here? Who the fuck put this chair back here? I moved all of these completely away. That shouldn't be here at all. That's ugly. That shouldn't be here. But the background here looks really nice. There could be a small light that makes this doll a little bit more noticeable in the front, but the fact that it's dark maybe even makes it look cuter, yeah. But anyway, you got lots of warm light back here. You've got warm light falling here, and then you've got a really good highlight on the shoulders and the head here from the rim, and then the shadow from the hat. I think makes Dan's scene look, it's just very, 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 very nice.
Has literally been on
the lamps with the messy cable going through it looks bad. I don't think you can even barely tell.
Camera stating that he had.
I don't even know if you can tell what is a cable here. It's a wireframe lamp.
Sex.
It's sailing.
Give it to me.
The painting behind you looks so sterile. I actually bought. I want to have everything else set up before I start calling in like the fucking dudes. Hold on. The fucking L. Are you a part of Dan's shot because of space problems? No, I think it looks nicer. I like the aesthetic of having a person slightly in frame that they're speaking to. I think it looks nice. I like that. I bought this to go on that wall. I just haven't. You have to call like the apartment people to come and hang out, I think, because this has to like get drilled into the wall hardcore or something. So I have this that I'll put in the wall behind me. I don't know if I'll have a static image there or like just like a nature background, something like with a little bit of movement. But I think that this would look nicer behind me than just that painting for sure. Are you covering the debate tonight? Yeah, I'll probably watch it on Kick.
Sex.
It's sailing.
Give it to me.
There we go.
That's good. He's Ted sex. Look at him in his bear.
Somebody said you can hardly see the YouTube plaque.
Him Mercs.
Crunch. This is not
bro here. There was.
Where's the white? Hold on.
Okay. Aim rockets.
That's true. Although I don't know. It sucks because we already bought this TV, but I wish that this TV was like, would it be twice as large or would it be 50% larger? I wish that the TV was like this big, unironically, like filled this much space, or maybe not quite that much, but like this much. I wish that the TV filled this much space. I think it would look better. It would just make all the text better. It would make everything stand out better. This, I think, would look nice in the background. Yeah. I also like it. I would like it to be bigger too, because like I think it's okay if mics and drinks and stuff are covering the monitor. It doesn't have to be like, because it's not technically supposed to be like fixated on. You're not supposed to be staring at it trying to figure out what's going on. It's just there in the background, ideally with like chat scrolling and stuff. Do we ever have chat back there?
best time you're going to be a red.
Because it's supposed to be chat in the background when we're not. Oh, but we were going over links on the computer so much.
Puku. I feel like Hari.
Having having control over the computer and everything here and being able to, this setup just works so nice now. Oh my God, this just worked. Oh, this works so nice. It was so simple and so easy. Everything is set up like so, it's so slick. God damn, shot is actually so much. Look at the, this is doing so much work. Just having the rim light on his shoulders and on the back of his hat actually looks so nice. This looks so nice, having just this part lit up. Fuck. I need to fuck his lighting up next time and make mine look better. This is pure Kino. Yeah. This stupid chair in the background, though, shouldn't be here. How the fuck did that chair get there? I don't like how Destiny is in this shot. I'm a little too much in, maybe. I could be like a little bit more to the side.
What fun jokes
but
and hot
I never cover his head, so I think it's
to
fine.
share with us on.
If I had more space in the studio, if I could move the camera back and focal in a little bit more. No, because I still want. I think I like having the corner of this light up here. I think I like catching this up here.
This stream right here. Go ahead.
Or maybe I wonder if this was out. No, this is fine. No, his shot works well. Oh no, and also I think that as much as you might not like my head, I think that this is atrocious. The window shit looks so bad. I don't like the way that it's just like a really basic bitch, gross looking metal window fucking bullshit thing. So having my head covering up as much of that bullshit as possible is also nice. Yeah, I think if I just warm this up, I think it would significantly improve this shot. This just needs to be warmer.
Dude, he won't.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Get curtains? Curtains are going to look so ugly. I'm curious what the shot on Dan looks like when it's still light outside. You need a regular shit on Twitch segment? Sounds kind of salty. Even when it's light outside, Dan looks okay. I had to move the camera down because he's fucking slouching hard. Motherfucker.
The that we have now is a sticky one.
Yeah. In one sentence, can you explain why Sneako was unbanned on Twitch and you weren't? No. I truly don't know. Somebody's fucking with me. Big ass plant would look Kino. No. I like my little figurines in the backyard. That's nice. I don't think I like this plant. I think it'll get moved. And then once I have this painting will get removed. Yeah. Okay. And it's a classic film framing for character interaction. It looks good. Yeah, I noticed. Yeah. And that Tarantino shit I was watching before too. There's a lot of like, yeah, you have like the person in the shot too. It looks nice. The more that I thought about that conspiracy theory that I concocted last night, the more I believe that Doc might have been set up. God damn, dude. Did Albert decide on the hue of the lamp to your right? No, I think I changed it because I lost control of it with my iPad. I've got to reconnect it. God, that software is so bad. Oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. These lights come very heavily recommended because the lights themselves, the tech and everything is very good. And I do agree with that. I think that the lights themselves are very good. The software is prohibitively shit though. If I was rebuilding a studio, or if you're in the marks, if you're in the market looking to build a studio and you're considering lighting or whatever, just because of how bad the software is, it's laggy. Every time you click a new scene, you've got to wait a good like 5 to 10 seconds for it to load, just to connect to things. One of the light bulbs won't even connect to the fucking Bluetooth. I don't know if I just got like a bad receiver on that particular light bulb, but I can't make one work and I've got to manually do it. You can only have one controlling device. If you have any other device trying to control the light bulb, you have to disconnect it from that device, and it's a whole thing. So I'm the only iPad that can control anything, and it's just, oh my God. My God, it's so horrible. Fuck the software. It's like some fucking jank as fuck Chinese horrible software shit. Do you look into Philips Hue? Yes, I have Philips Hue in my background. The only problem with the Hue bulbs I don't know if you can tell. Mine might not be doing it right now. I have hue bulbs in my background. The only problem with the hue lights is that at certain luminosities, because I'm about to make a bunch of shit up. There are certain LEDs, and I think the tech that they use to emit light is through pulsing, through like 60 hertz, like 60 times a second. They flash a light basically. But the issue with that is that for cameras, you'll get like a kind of like a rolling, you wouldn't call it rolling shutter. You get like these weird artifacts of seeing light moving up and down or across on a camera. And I think the Philips Hue bulbs have that issue. Albert warned me of that, I think like 6 years ago, and I didn't listen to him, and I just bought these and said, fuck it. But it is definitely noticeable. I notice it on OBS for sure. You might not notice it because by the time my stream is encoded and then put to on your side, maybe it gets rid of that artifacting. But that's the only reason why I don't have the Hue bulbs in that studio downstairs. But it's called rolling bands or flicker. Okay. Do you have a theory on why Twitch waited until 2020 to act? My theory is that Doc lied about his contract offers. Once Mixer died, it was obvious. Maybe. Or maybe that's just when the person went to Twitch. I truly have no idea. August says, at Destiny, this looks bad, by the way. No, I think the wide is fine. I don't think that wide shots, unless you're in like an exceptionally pretty place, I don't think that wide shots have much. I don't think they ever look that good. They're just usually not that great. I think it would be improved with this painting being switched out in the background, and I think that this monitor being bigger would help. But I just think in general, wides aren't that good. Which is one of the reasons why, what am I looking for?
Now that it's out there, and
that's why on the larger shot here, instead of doing a wide, I just did a synthetic. I just cut these two together instead of having the wide here with this in the background. Because I think that's how we were doing it before. Let me see. Fuck. What do I even look for? Anything else? Playlist. Imagine if they were all in one playlist together. Oh my god. And they are. Oh, by this point, we had switched to this. Okay. What episode? Oh, this was episode 10. Okay. Older setups. Oh, man.
Hey.
Hello? Shot you like with head is called over the shoulder. Oh, I thought it was called porn videos of your mom. The wide shot gives more of a podcast feel. That shot feels more like a stream. I super disagree. But hello? Do you want? Wait. Oh my god. Hello.
No.
Hi.
Hi. You hear me now? Can you just look over the DM I sent you about like the Patreon and the releasing schedule? If you can just let me know like in the next like 30.
Yep. I'll get it right now. Okay.
So I can just kind of move getting. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Oh shit. Surely a lot of people just listen to the podcast. Does visual really matter that much for engagement, or do you just enjoy obsessing over it? For people that watch, I think it matters. Some people watch. A lot of people just like the audio, yeah. But does the fact that you're investing all this time and effort into the pod and studio mean that you're deciding to stay in Miami for the foreseeable future? Maybe. I don't know. I don't plan to leave right now. But also, it's just good because now I know for next time. Like, I'm pretty confident that I could build a studio from the ground up. Which is nice. It's just good to have all the information. Okay. Boom, boom. Destiny, how do you feel about this Bridges podcast episode rollout? A 17-minute highlight video on a 1.5-hour podcast seems self-defeating, no? No. A lot of people argued about that. I did do some like market research because I don't listen to podcasts, but I did, like grow. And I know podcasts that I've been on. Doing podcasting for my audience is very unique because a lot of you guys don't consume podcasts, I noticed, or at least a decent chunk of you don't consume podcasts, and you're used to consuming live content. So it makes some things more challenging than not, because a lot of you guys just aren't aware of certain formats. And then you have I saw a lot of people on a thread, I don't know where it's on my subreddit, but people were saying like, oh, why would you release clips of a video before the video itself comes out? This is like the dumbest thing ever. This is pretty standard. I've seen people do this. When I'm on Chris Williams' show, he does this. He releases clips of me being on the podcast ahead of time. I think I've been on other podcasts where they do the same thing as well. That's not an abnormal release thing at all. People will release clips to kind of like tease it or hype it up or whatever, and then eventually the main thing drops like a week or two later. So David Pakman does that too. Yeah, that's super, super, super normal. Yeah, sifting through feedback is really difficult because so many people just say totally random, retarded things. It's hard to figure out like what's good feedback and what's not. But yeah, I don't know. This setup looks comfy as fuck, but it would be too hard to set up and tear down. Are you done with Israel coverage for the day? I haven't even started on my trip review thing for the day. Yeah, this is a whole ass like meme build. Some things are like bad in a good way though. Like this is like a certain feel to it. This is not like a conventionally nice setup, but it's a good meme, right? Because they've got like all these like the big TVs in the background. You've got like the wires and the crazy table and the wine stuff all over or whatever. This is just like a meme setup. I would say like Joe Rogan's is kind of similar, where Joe Rogan has like kind of like a not great, but it's like people are just kind of used to it. It's like part of the meme. Dave Smith, ugh, kill me. Like it's just like part of the meme, I think. How is that not great? I think it's fine. Well, I mean, how is it not great? I mean, there's like, in terms of aesthetics, like what's going on back here with this? You've got a weird reflection off this glass here. There's nothing that's really being shown here. Nothing is being lit like appropriately in the background. You've got this weird thing that's like kind of sort of blocking a little bit of the TV, but it doesn't matter. But then you've got like a cutout of the TV down here. The table is like a disaster. I don't even know if things are like evenly spaced to the shot. Like, but it's fine. It's not, the goal here isn't to be like maximally like artistically effective or whatever. It's just like, it's a vibe. So that's why it works. It's just what people are kind of like accustomed to, which is fine. There's nothing wrong. There's not like a right or wrong, I think, on setting anything up. There's just like different things accomplish different effects, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think of what else. It's like Tyler One's headphones, right? Are like iconic, but Tyler One's headphones are kind of shit. The microphone, at least, right? But it's part of the aesthetic, right? Yeah. Best review of Joe Rogan's background. I thought podcasts aren't just worried about visual as audio. That might be true too, yeah. What are your thoughts on Jon Stewart? Do you think it's remotely possible you could get him on Bridges? Maybe if I keep building out Bridges and I keep doing stuff on it. Yeah, it's possible. That's the goal for Bridges, to be able to reach out to people like that, ideally, yeah.
You want people to walk down the street with a mask on?
Let's not start this, John.
Do you, though?
Let's not start this. Okay.
Let's start it.
I don't want to start this bullshit. I'm not going to sit here with no medical degree, listening to you with no medical degree, with an American flag behind you, smoking a cigar, acting like we know what's up better than the CDC. All I do is I watch the news once every 2 weeks. I'm like, mask or no mask? Still mask? All right, mask. That's all I give a fuck about.
Did you see, maybe there's like more context to this and I'm just being a hater. I hope there's more context on this, and I'm just being a hater. There was a guy on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was going to...
He's like, you have to tell the truth. Well, he's part of the reason I pursued this, Jordan, because he's like, you have to tell the truth. That's it. Tell the truth. Or tell the truth, or at least don't lie. You know, it's like, well, it's like you can't bloody compel my speech, you know?
That's pretty good.
Clean your damn room, you know? It's like finger a cat.
It's not the,
rescue your father from the bell. It's like, well, you know, it's like... You know,
how'd you develop that one? That's a good one.
You know why? Because I was in a little emasculated little he-him living in New York, and I would sit in my room and watch his lectures with my fucking head would explode. I go, holy, this is all the shit that I think and feel, but I haven't been able to articulate.
He's a brilliant guy.